You need to find yourself, not what the internet likes, not what that dude that you be talking to likes, not what your parents like, not what your friends like. You need to find yourself. What is up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nazaya Yasmin, and I'm back with another video. Today's video, I kind of wanted to jump into a little bit of more like an advice, girl talk type of vibe. I wanted to give some advice for some girls who are a little bit younger, or maybe they're just now entering their 20s and they're just trying to figure life out. Because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm 25. I just turned 25 in August. Big Leo. I just turned 25, and I feel like there's so many things that I've like learned and taken in since I've become, you know, a young woman. And I want to share some of that with you guys, whoever needs it or wants it or just wants some type of different perspective than what they currently have. I'm gonna give some of my opinions and some of my thoughts on being a young lady, being 25, growing into yourself. The first thing that I do want to talk about is giving yourself grace. I feel like we don't give ourselves enough time to really come into who we are as people. We're always trying to rush or trying to be the next it girl or the next big thing, or oh, they have this and they have that, so I should have this and I should have that. And like I said, we really need to stop for a second and give ourselves grace. Because at the end of the day, your path is not the same path as somebody else's. They got cars and clothes and woo-doo-doo and this is that at 21 and you're 21 and you don't have that. That doesn't make you a failure. That doesn't mean that you're not doing what you need to do. That doesn't mean that you're not on the path that you need to be on. Because like I said, everyone's journey is different. Just because so-and-so has all these things at 19 or 20 doesn't mean that they have a better life than you. It doesn't even mean that they're happy. You could be looking from the outside and thinking, oh my gosh, they have everything. They have the boyfriend that I want. They have the car that I want. They have the job that I want. They have this and that. And they could wake up every morning and hate their life. And you don't even know. And you're wishing and putting all of your energy into wanting what they have. And what they have is not as good as you think that it is. So like I said, we need to give ourselves grace and really just take a step back, breathe. Their journey is different than my journey, but that doesn't make my journey any less important or any less successful. Also, adding to the point of giving yourself grace, I feel like we need to leave an open space for ourselves to make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and don't dwell on those mistakes. If you sit around and you constantly talk about and think about and feel bad for yourself over things that you did 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, even stuff that you did as a teenager, stuff that you did in high school, all that stuff, honestly, truly, once you reach your 20s, your mid to late 20s, it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody is clocking you for what you did when you were 17. Nobody's clocking you for what you did when you were 19. Nobody's clocking you for what you did at 21. And if they are, they're paying a little too much attention to what you have going on. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've literally sat in my room and dwelled over shit that happened when I was like 17, 18 years old. Y'all, I'm a little crazy. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll think about shit that happened when I was in middle school. And it's like, girl, you're grown as hell. Why do you care about what happened when you was 13? This is not just advice for y'all. This is advice for me too. You cannot sit and dwell on the past, because if you sit and dwell on the past and you do not give yourself enough grace to move forward and learn and become a better person, you're gonna continue to live in the past. How can you have a future if you're living in the past? I'm gonna need you to pack your bag, come to the future. In all seriousness, we do need to have a way more open-mindedness when it comes to ourselves and the mistakes that we make and the things that we go through in life. Because at the end of the day, we all do silly stuff. We all do stupid stuff. We all do things that we're like, damn, why would I do that? Or we do things where we're like, damn, I could have made a better decision. But at the end of the day, you know, next time when it's time to make that decision, okay, I know when I did this, I fucked up. So if I do it again, I'm gonna fuck up again. So let me do this instead of that, so that way we can progress instead of move backwards. Because at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of people understand that a mistake that you made in the past is going to continue to be a mistake only if you don't see an issue with it. If you see that there's a problem with something that you did or something that you said or the way that you treated people at a certain point in time, if you see that that is wrong, you already have started to grow. So don't beat yourself up about what you did. Make sure that you don't do it again. So my second word of advice for girls who are in their 20s or entering their 20s and they just don't know what's going on, you need to find yourself. And this kind of plays off of what I said before, which is giving yourself grace. You need to find yourself, not what the internet likes, not what that dude that you be talking to likes, not what your parents like, not what your friends like. You need to find yourself. What makes you happy? What makes you get up in the morning and be like, damn, I cannot wait to do this because I know this is something that's gonna put a smile on my face. What is something that makes you feel like your best self? At the end of the day, that is really, 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 and I want to emphasize that, really hard to do when you are constantly surrounded by people who don't have your best interests at heart, or people who don't let you be yourself. Really tattooed on my chest, y'all, I got always be yourself. I got this at 17 because if I can't do anything else in this lifetime, I can be who I am, who I was born to be, who I was meant to be, and that's all I can do. And when I say be yourself, I know a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? Like, what if I don't know who I am? What if I don't know myself? You take time to get to know yourself. The same way you would take time to get to know a boy or a girl or whoever you're talking to, you need to take yourself on a date. You need to ask yourself questions. You need to check yourself. Y'all be trying to ask all these little dudes like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Ask yourself, what do you bring to the table? You trying to ask these dudes like, oh, what can you do for me? What can you do for yourself? Oh, what do you like to do? Ask yourself, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? But you really do have to date yourself. And I know that sounds so silly when you think about it. It's like, date myself. Like, what are you talking about? I gotta take myself to dinner? If you have to. The one thing that I feel like for me personally, I developed very early in life was having a good sense of myself. And there's been times in my life where I have been in environments, whether it be school or, you know, certain like teams or clubs or things like that, where I tried to conform a little bit to what was going on around me. And I've always felt like once I stopped being myself, try to fit into these rooms or these boxes with other people, I lose a little piece of myself and I get really, really sad. So I feel like if you have not developed who you are as a person, you might be internally feeling bad and not really knowing why. You might just think like, oh, I have a miserable life. Oh, I don't like my job. I don't like my car. I don't like my friends. I don't like my life. I don't like this and this and that. And that really could be because you don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you're expecting. You wake up every single morning with no motivation for anything. Whether that be something as simple as, oh, I love getting a coffee in the morning. I love my morning coffee. Something as simple as that. If you know yourself and you know that's something that you need and something you like, you're gonna make sure you get that coffee every morning. You really have to take time to get to know who you are internally. You have to know your traits. You have to know your habits. You have to know what you are going for, what you are not going for. And that will always be a little bit more difficult than the other few, because sometimes you be a little too nice, a little too gracious. But if that's who you are, you need to understand that about yourself. And then later, if you want to change that, then you can change it. But how you gonna change something if you don't even know? You don't know what you like. You don't know what you're attracted to. You don't know yourself. I know sometimes when I talk, I do come across a little bit more aggressive than I mean to. And I'm not being aggressive at all. I'm just saying you have to know who you are as a person before you ever try to give yourself to any type of relationship, any type of friendship, honestly, truly, any type of career. You have to be content with yourself before you try to give yourself away to all these different places and people and things and responsibilities and no. So the next point I want to go into is evaluating who you have around you. You have to evaluate the type of company that you keep. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but you definitely are the people that you hang around the most. We always see in TV and in movies and in stories, like, everyone fits into a category. And you may say, like, I'm the type of person, I'll say the same thing, like, I'm my own person, I do whatever I want to do, like, ain't nobody influencing me. I can hang with the hoes, but that don't make me a hoe. I can hang with them, but that don't mean da-da-da. I can hang with them, but da-da-da-da. At the end of the day, you are being permissive in your life. Who you allow in your life is allowing those things to find you. If all you do is hang around people who be in a club turned up, they don't have no jobs, they don't have no careers, they don't have no goals, they don't have no money, why would you be motivated to get any money? You're not about to be the only person in a group full of broke people that got money. And if you are, you need to be careful, because they might set you up. But no, all jokes aside, I genuinely think that the older you get, you have to be very selective with who you let around you. Because like I said, you do become like the people you hang around the most. You might not realize it. You might not even understand why, but you definitely take on the traits of all those people that are around you. So if you're hanging with people who are messy, you're gonna be a little messy. You might not be the messiest in the group, but you a little messy. Because why you hanging with people who talk about everybody that they come into contact with, and you don't never open your mouth to talk about nobody? You a liar. You lie. If you hang around people who are all about school, they're all about academics, they're on it, they're P's and Q's, like we not going out till we finish our homework, woo woo woo. I mean, at that point, you don't got no choice but to finish your homework because they said they're not going out until they finish. And if these are your friends and these are you going out with, you might as well finish your work too. So like I said, it's just the micro habits over time that make the people around you influence you a little bit. And even though you might be independent, you might be like, girl, I do what I want, da 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 da. Like I said, I was that type of girl too when I was 18, 19. I was like, I got my own personality. Like, can't nobody make me do nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Da, 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 da. Which is true. To this day, can't nobody really tell me nothing. But I do notice that when I'm in certain groups that have a lot more going for themselves, I feel almost obligated to like turn it up a little bit. I'm not about to be the brokest one in a group of rich girls. I'm not about to be the dumbest one in a group full of smart girls. I'm not about to be the I don't even know what else. I don't have another example, but you get what I'm saying. So the thing for me that I feel helped me a lot is kind of separating myself from the people that I was around the most for a while, just to kind of see how those interactions made me feel when I did come back around. So when you're constantly in a group, you kind of subscribe to what a lot of people like to call groupthink. So if the group is doing something, you're just kind of having a good time, having fun. You're not really thinking too much about each individual person. You see these people as a group. So when you kind of back away from the group and then you interact one-on-one with the people that you're around, you're like, oh, like I didn't even know that, you know, you had this characteristic or this trait or you're this type of person. Oh, I didn't know that you had this type of characteristic, this trait, or you're this type of person. Oh, I didn't know that you, I don't know what you do, but you around. So once you kind of separate yourself from the group of people that you're around and you interact with them individually, you can then decide like, do I like you? Are you really my friend? Am I friends with you because I connect with you, or am I friends with you because we're in a group together? And I feel like that's very important for realizing like, do I like to hang around this demographic of people or this certain type of person, or do I like to be in settings with people who do X, Y, Z? Putting it on an individual level kind of makes that a little bit easier versus, okay, I'm just in a group, I'm just hanging with the group. They doing this, so I'm doing this, because we all together. We came together, we lead together. What's the phrase? Oh, one fight, we all fight. I don't know about that one, baby. But like I said, it's just a group mentality that you kind of start to get used to when you're hanging around people just off the strength of we've been hanging together. Just because we've been hanging together don't mean we gotta keep hanging together. So my next point that I want to touch on for my girls that are entering their 20s or already in their 20s, you gotta get some business about yourself. I'm not gonna lie, when you start hitting 24, 25, 26, 27, and people ask you like, oh, what do you do? Oh, nothing. I don't do much. Baby, you gotta get some interests. You gotta get some hobbies. You got to get a career. You have to get some drive behind you. Not to put any type of age limit or time limit on anybody. But by the time you're 25, you're not just a cute little, oh, I'm 18, 19, I don't know what's going on, I'm just da, 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 da. You're grown. And past a certain point, it goes from being, oh, she's cute, she's young, she's figuring it out, to, oh, you 30, you a bum. Oh, you 30 and you still work at Family Dollar. Not saying that there's anything wrong with Family Dollar, don't get me wrong. But I feel like if you want to be an elevated woman in your mid to late 20s, this is definitely the time to start getting a plan. Whether you're going to school, going back to school, some type of certification, nursing school, literally anything on this planet you can do that is better than absolutely the fuck nothing. Please don't sit around and do absolutely nothing. That is the worst thing that you can do. I recently just graduated from college. So up until I graduated, when people were like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a student, I'm in school. I'm in school for psychology. I was in school for social work. Like I have something to present myself with that's not just nothing. Or, oh, I go out. Oh, I go to the club. Oh, I do this, I do that. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that. Past a certain point, I feel like you should start taking yourself in your life. And it's never too late to go to school. It's never too late to get a trade. It's never too late to honestly do anything. So that's why, for this one, I'm not trying to be one of those people where it's like, oh, you a bum, like you 25, like what you doing? You 26, what you doing? It's not that, but it's taking yourself a little bit more seriously to set yourself up for the future. Because you don't want to wake up and be 50 and be like, dang, I'm 50 and I can't even nothing. I can't do anything because I didn't set myself up for anything. I feel like you should set yourself up for success always. And that's not a dig. That's not being mean. That's not being harsh. I just think that's the reality. Everybody should set themselves up to do something better than the bare minimum. And if you're cool with the bare minimum, cool. This video might not be for you. But if you're someone who wants to take their 20s seriously and really set yourself up for success and become an elevated version of yourself as a woman, then I definitely think that this is the time right now, if you haven't already, to start getting serious about what you want, whether that be a business, whether that be going back to school, whether that be social media, content creation, getting your Zoom, whether that anything, just start now. Now is better than never. Late is better than never. 25 is better than 75. So I don't want to make this video too long because I want to kind of get straight to the point. Like I said, I haven't done an advice video or a girl talk video in so long. So I'm kind of just warming that back up. The last point that I want to make is relationships. These men, and I'm not gonna talk bad about men because I got a good boyfriend, okay? So I'm not gonna be like talking shit about men. That's not what this is about to be. You have to be selective. Like I said with your friends, you have to be selective with who you give your body to, who you give your time to, who you talk to, who you interact with, who you let come over to your house at 1 o'clock in the morning, or who you let come up in your house at 1 o'clock in the morning. All jokes aside, you have to be very selective with the type of people that you cultivate relationships, because at the end of the day, our partner is a reflection of us. Point blank, period. If you always hooping and hollering and saying, oh, my nigga ain't shit, he this, he that, he terrible, he a cheater, he a liar, he da da da, you gotta ask yourself, what type of woman are you that you are dealing with someone who's doing all this negativity that you don't like? Why are you dealing with it? So that means one of two things. Either you're negative yourself, or you have low self-esteem and low standards, and you don't have enough self-respect to leave and go find someone who's nice or respectful, or if you like providers and all that stuff, a provider. Whatever it is that you want in a partner, you need to go out and get that. But you also need to be realistic. If you're somebody who is unhealed, you have terrible anger issues, terrible attitude problem, terrible communication skills, you cannot be expecting to run into like this end all be all golden man who's gonna wife me up and be my husband. Girl, you cussed him out and called him a bitch. Oh my God. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't want to take you serious, put a ring on your finger. And that's not saying that you can't be like an aggressive woman or an assertive woman and you're not gonna find a man. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you have to be selective with the partners that you select, but you also have to respect that men have the right to be selective with the partners they select as well. And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but listen, I'm not here to give popular opinions. I'm here to give real opinions. Be realistic with yourself and how you treat people and how you talk to people and how you conduct yourself in a relationship. If you want respect, you also have to give respect. If you want love, you also have to give love. If you want to receive, you also have to give. That's all I'm saying. And when it comes to dealing with these dudes that don't have nothing to offer you besides a pee-pee and maybe some mouth, and sometimes they ain't even all that. If you want to deal with people who respect you and love you and care about you, you're gonna have to check yourself too. Because I don't think a lot of women realize in our 20s, when we're young, we're going after like, oh, he cute, oh, he got money, oh, he do this, oh, he do that, and we're ignoring the character traits. I just seen a TikTok earlier where a girl was like, oh, yeah, like if the right man tricking on me, like I do a lot of things for the man that's tricking on me. It shouldn't just be about if you're getting tricked on, if that makes sense. Like, money is cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not dealing with anyone who can't pay for my little nails, give me some flowers, you know, pay something. But it's not always about that. That's not the only thing that you should be looking for in a man. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world, but if your character is fucked up, your character is fucked up. And you don't want to tie yourself to someone with a terrible character. You don't want to have kids with someone who has a terrible character. You're in control of that at the end of the day. Especially in your 20s. If you made it this far, to your mid-20s, you ain't got no baby daddy. You ain't got no toxic relationship. You halfway to the finish line. Just hold out. You good. Just chill. But I feel like we can get deeper into that in another video if I get into a video about, you know, relationships or whatever. This isn't a video about relationships, but I'm very passionate about relationships because I feel like as women, we really do settle for less a lot of the time. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate seeing women just deal with a terrible, hate it. But we'll say that for another video, like I said. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up here. I hope I didn't go off on too many tangents, and I hope everything kind of like lined up how it needed to line up so I can get my point across. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you like the girl talks that I have, or you like the advice that I have, definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment down below. Maybe we can discuss some other topics, or if you disagree with anything that I said, go ahead and leave that down below too. I want to see opposing ideas. I don't think that I'm the end all be all. I don't think that I'm right about everything. I love to see different perspectives from different people, from different walks of life, different experiences. So definitely leave me a comment down below and let's get a discussion going. Like, let's have a girl talk for real. But yeah, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. If you aren't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and I will see you in the next one. Bye.